Hey, we're live, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Funny Ha Ha with your host, Greg Shapiro. And David and I just here to hang out, and we'll be right back.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
What could be more reprehensible than two old farts? Three old farts featuring Dave and Steven and Greg Shapiro with Funny Ha Ha.
Hey, and we're back.
And we're back. I like the new intro, Steven.
Thank you. No, it's just something I thought would be kind of cute. I haven't seen the new. David does all the intros. I sleep through them. So
Right.
Yeah.
You got to delegate.
Just before we start, guys,
Yes.
we'd just like to run a little, I should say commercial. I don't think it's the right word, is it, Steve? But
it's a
Yeah,
GoFundMe
well-
for. We have a lady named Michelle. We call her Michelle the Candle Lady. We've interviewed her many times. She makes homemade candles. Her husband has stage 3/4 cancer. They have a GoFundMe fund. So we're
Yeah.
going to run this little 30-second infomercial. And if you
Sure.
guys would like to donate, please feel free. And if you don't, it's totally fine. But we told her we would run it for the month of September to help her and her husband. And there you go. All right, David, go knock it out.
So here we go.
Hi, everybody. This is Steve from 2OF Entertainment. We have a friend of ours that does candles, and you've seen her be interviewed. Her husband is being overwhelmed with medical bills because he has stage 4 cancer. And since she's part of the 2OF family, she has started a GoFundMe page. And what we'd like to do is say, if you can find it in your heart, if you can give them a few dollars, that would be great to help them with his cancer fight. Please join us in showing them love and the support that the 2OF family likes to show people who have been on the show. And once again, thank you very much.
And there you have it.
There you have
Look
it.
at that. We do nice things for people, contrary to popular.
Oh, we
belief.
do. Oh, we do. Yeah. Well, I better just show my nice thing there because we like to. What can I say? We're having a bit of a tussle in the US because somebody seems to have stolen our idea.
Oh my God, he's going to do
What?
this.
No,
Wait, you'll see.
it's not that one.
Oh.
And
You mean having a
and so-
GoFundMe page for sick people? That's the idea?
No.
David's come up
Let's
with this idea.
let's talk about sick people then. Let's talk about sick people.
Yes.
There we go.
This
There we go.
I see.
Right. So we just think, what's happening here? I mean, this just can't be right. And so therefore we decided to, this is how it should be.
Ah,
There you go.
ah.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
exactly
the
how it should
leaderboard.
be.
Yeah.
That was
So
amazing. Yes.
that's how it should be. And of course, we don't want to be left out either. So we're at the
There
end.
you go.
But
So,
but the
yeah,
most
there you
important
go.
thing is that's the most important thing. Do you not think you should be
I think
on
so.
every office block in the US?
I
Yeah.
agree. That
Honestly,
is
I mean,
the best.
I don't even want my face associated with that terrible looking real estate. Look at that 70s architecture. I think we should be able to update it, and I don't know, a questionable choice on many levels.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
you're looking up.
Well, listen, when the new Fuhrer comes into power, it's just the way it works.
Oh,
So it is what it is. So how
just
have you
listen
been,
to
Mr. Shapiro? We haven't seen you forever. Tell us.
No, I know. I've been planting trees.
All right.
In
You've
France,
been in China then.
overdoing it. I know China's. Yeah, you can't. They don't need help. You can't be
Right.
at planting trees.
Greg is saving the planet one tree at a time.
Yes, no, I don't know what we're saving, or if we're creating more biodiversity, or just more lungs for the planet. But yeah, it feels good.
Okay, good.
Work with your hands, plant trees. I did at one point feel like one of those 80s movies. Is it like
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone as Rambo or Rocky, or like, we need this expert. There's only one man that can solve this
Oh my
problem.
God.
Where is he? And cut to he's working on a farm, cutting wood or whatever, chopping logs.
Yeah.
And then
Are you all buffed up then? Is that what you're
we
trying to
need
tell
you
us?
back. That's me. I'm on the farm, like digging holes, planting trees.
Have we not got photos of that? Because I mean, that's got to be gold.
I might do that. My wife says, like, oh, you should just make this your YouTube channel.
Oh my God.
Well, there's a lot
Hi,
to
I'm
be
Greg
said for
Shapiro.
that.
I'm planting trees. And then all the Jews are going to be like, oh, yay, yay, yay. And the Gentiles are going to be like, don't they call people for this? Why is he doing this? So,
We're reflowering the desert.
very nice.
Yeah.
That's a euphemism for something, I'm sure.
Sorry, not deflowering, David. That's
That's a different euphemism, David. So, David has a one-track mind. You know how it goes.
No, I was just thinking about. I mean, like Jeremy Clarkson and Clarkson's farm in the UK. He now has a pond that they've dug, which is called the Volva pond. So it's shaped like and it's called the Lady Garden.
Okay.
And it's done to to highlight sexually transmitted diseases and cancer for ladies in the lady parts. So there's hope for you.
I guess.
Yeah, so you could go. You could be sort of digging. You could be digging them everywhere.
Definitely.
Whoa. So that's
saying.
That's a little strange. So
then I could be deflowering Jeremy Clarkson's Lady Bits garden.
Wow.
Yeah. After you reflower it, then you deflower it. I guess
there you go.
Double on.
Is that the voice of experience we're hearing now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. And it's
has to be very careful because his wife watches the show, David.
Yeah.
So all he can say is no comment at this time.
So, yeah, I'm a tree hugger, but the tree did give its consent.
That's true. Yeah, because if not, there won't be a Mrs. Shapiro next month. So no. We can't have that.
So anyway, that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
And thank you, David. I see what you've been doing is having Photoshop. Put me on the the Board of Labor Statistics.
In
the U.S.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I mean, are we surprised?
What?
That having all these huge banners of a particular gentleman hung up outside the building. Reminds us all of things, does it not?
Is it? Yeah. Well, you know what? It is interesting that they haven't come up with their own Trump-like symbol yet.
Working on it.
It's the U.S. flag. Yeah. And I'm kind of waiting for that, like
maybe Cheerios or Cheetos, whatever they are.
Something like that. But anyway, it's just him, fine, and maybe just to prove to everyone that he's still alive. And
we know that because he tweets 800 times a day, and he has 42 press conferences every other minute. So, and we have Bloomberg on all day in my office. Everyone has a television in their office, so every time I look up, it's like Trump said this, Trump said that. I'm like, all right, listen, enough with the Trump. And
it's
then everything, and then everything green, he's killing, like wind farms. The garbage, everything that they were going to do to to sustain power in America. We're not doing it anymore.
Right, and jobs. I mean, that's what I was.
He's then literally taking power. Is
Rhode Island is another one. Yeah, because I was speaking recently for Boskalis, which is a Dutch water engineering company, and they had a contract with Ørsted, which is the big wind farm manufacturer from Denmark. And so anyway, they had a huge contract with the Eastern Seaboard. One wind farm was supposed to be offshore of Atlantic City. And I think Trump is like, I hate
because of the view. Hate that view
from Atlantic City. It wasn't spoiled enough. And anyway, so now there's another one which was by off the coast of the end of Long Island and on the way to Rhode Island. And anyway, so that was what 80-20 public-private. Oh, sorry, 80-20 private public, I should say. The 80% was the private. And so Trump pulled the 20% of the government funding. And now Rhode Island is like, we have engineers like building these things right now. What are we?
Well, there was we looked
What?
at a deal. We looked at a deal that was waste to energy, and it was going to be in Long Island.
Okay.
And the guy was like, "This is going to be great," and I was like, "Let's just wait until Trump gets in." And when Trump got in, he goes, "What do you think?" And I go, "I still like it." I said, "The problem is that he's going to cut all the funding." He goes, "No, they're not going to do that." I'm like, "Trust me." And sure enough, so the city that was going to give him a couple shekels is like, "We can't give you any shekels." And I was like, "I told you."
Right.
And I said, "So we can't give you any shekels either, because now they can't even buy the waste to energy and put it back into the grid because of just everything that's going on."
Right.
So I was like, "That's kind of crazy."
It's and it's destabilizing. I mean, so Stephen, you're in finance. I was going to ask you.
Last time I checked, 2 + 2 is 27 all day. Yeah.
And you'll do well in the Big Brother economy. 2 + 2 = 5. Ignorance is what is it? Ignorance is freedom. No, what? Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. War is peace. That was it. Yeah.
War is peace. Sure.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. I think that's the quote, right, from George Orwell. Eric Blair for the Brits among us.
Oh, Eric Blair.
They don't know he's called Eric, because if you wrote a book called 1984 and put Eric on it, nobody would have bought it.
But George Orwell, sure, everybody's going to buy that.
So you learned something today. George Orwell, not his real name. Fine. I try to drop these valuable knowledge on you.
Was it not written in 1948 as well? And the publishers didn't.
Yeah, wasn't that? Yeah, it was about whatever.
Publishers thought it was a little bit too near to what was happening. So they said just flip the date and see what happens.
I guess there's now there's do you know the meme of the video surveillance camera outside of the birthplace of George? Like there's a George Orwell house, the birthplace of George Orwell. It's some kind of museum, and there's a surveillance camera out there.
Oh my God!
Is that the same? Is that the same surveillance camera that's on the White House then? They're chucking garbage out of the window. That one.
So to answer your question from before, yes, I am in finance.
Yes, and so first of all, David just asked the picture of the labor statistics. I just heard from Heather Cox Richardson about the origins of Labor Day, and it was in the 1890s.
It was called Slave Labor Day.
Basically, that's what we're going back to in the U.S. But so Labor Day was actually only created after big business had pulled their money out of investments and crashed Wall Street for one day to prove that we can't have labor getting all these, can't have labor reforms, can't have labor getting unions, being empowered, can't have income tax. So the incoming president was like, "Oh, no, we'll cancel all of that. But I mean, we got to give him something. Labor Day, that's a Monday now." Yeah. So that's the origin of Labor Day.
We're going to give you a Monday. It'll be great. You'll love it.
Yeah, sure.
And that's really weird, because when I was at the office yesterday, I'm thinking it's Monday, Tuesday, and everyone's like, tomorrow's Thursday, right? I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I was like, that was killing me.
It throws everything off. So next week, I love Labor Day.
I love holidays. They're great.
But my question for Stephen was, it's about the Fed. So sorry, the Federal Reserve Board and Paul Krugman wrote this article about Trump takes over, the Fed takes over monetary policy, takes over the economy. And then you're looking at Erdogan in Turkey, who did the same thing. Inflation goes up to 80% in that case. It just tanks everything immediately. What's your outlook? I mean, you talked about having public-private partnerships being called into question now with this new, anti-green policy from the White House. But, what happens to your stuff? What happens to the economy as a whole from your standpoint if Trump takes over and fires Jerome Powell?
Yeah, well, this is, and the federal judges are having a field day with it. Even like when he fired Cook, they're now he's getting sued. This judges say you can't do it. There's supposed to be the separation of church and state. The problem is that yesterday his Bitcoin with his face on it started to be
Right.
trade. So keep in mind,
Yeah.
if you think of it in that respect, I'm not saying this is how he's thinking. You keep the fact that you now have your own monetary policy because you have your own coins. Your wife has her own coins. You have your own currency. Really, what happens in the United States to you doesn't mean anything. I mean, who it affects, and here's what's funny. Doesn't affect the rich people. Doesn't affect guys on Wall Street. Doesn't affect anybody but, if you will, the middle class and under. Because they're the ones at the end of the day that are going to see when he does his tariffs things. They're going to see the tariffs actually affect them. They're going to see the price hikes. They're going to see this. So really, it's the middle class and under that see it. People with money are going to be like, yeah, okay. Like we can invest in this. We'll invest in that. My investment advisor is going to do this or that. So that has a lot to do with that, right? So I think that's what you're going to end up seeing. Is he really going to take over the Fed? I don't know about that. I think, we have Fed's granted a private bank. I think we have some stop rails in. If he does do that, we're going to be no better than Argentina, Venezuela.
Argentina, Turkey,
Kenya, where you get $1 trillion note, it's worth 32 cents. So everyone in America is basically going to become a trillionaire. So it's like, yes, that's $17 trillion. They'll be like, sure, no problem. And they'll be like, what did that cost? Old money. It'll be like $4.50. So it's one of those things. So the panic for the people that own gold is great because it's just going off the roof, right? So we always say, is he really? And I mean this in a good and bad way. Is he stupid, or is he stupid like a fox? Does he really know what he's doing? And he's like,
crazy like a fox, but stupid like a fox is new.
Think about it, right? Is he stupid like a fox? Is he's like, I can do all this to cause craziness, but while I'm doing that, I'm increasing the wealth of X percent of these people, whether it's just in the United States or globally. So you have to look past the rhetoric and I'm going to fire Powell and I'm going to do this. Nobody cares. Like on Wall Street, everyone's like, yeah, that's great,
well,
fine, whatever.
If his tokens do take off, right, and all the MAGA people jump into that, then he has his own people with their own money. He's tokenizing the world. The dollar won't be of any interest, which is a good way of getting back to the Chinese, of course, because they have more of it than you lot do. But why not? I mean, it's just that the crazy thing about Trump is that he always tells you what he's going to do, and for some strange reason, nobody seems to want to hear it. Can hear it, or can understand what he's saying. Like this
boy who continuously cries wolf,
right?
There's a cartoon from the New Yorker, maybe it's like there's a wolf campaigning, and the slogan is "I'm going to eat you," and the sheep are like,
and he does.
This guy tells it like it is.
Yeah. Now the issue, like I said, it really is that people, the average person doesn't care because the average person doesn't know. The people that do know are to a point now where it's like, okay, we can hedge our bets. I always tell people the nice thing about Wall Street is that we're the oldest profession because whatever happens, we make money. Think about it. Like if market goes up, we make money. Market goes down, we make money. Gold goes up or down, we make money. There's a crisis in the world, we make money. We make, no matter what happens on the planet. We're the oldest profession.
Not contributing to anti-Semitic tropes here, Stephen, but okay.
Right. I'm just saying, no, and we have space lasers too, so it's okay. But I'm just saying, no matter what happens, it's
are they the ones you sold to the Chinese? Is that what you're telling us now?
The space lasers, yes. That's
so to add a quick, David said the Chinese own so many US dollars, but I mean,
they don't own dollars, they own treasuries.
A lot of the bonds, the US debt, who owns it? It's rich Americans, and just servicing the debt and paying interest means that's putting more money in their pockets, right? So in a way, the higher the debt, the better it is for those guys.
Yeah, but think about it. It's the Chinese, the Russian, and India. Those three countries. They own tons and tons of our debt.
Yeah. Okay.
So for them, it's like there's this stable thing. So if you're Trump and you're doing all this, you're just rattling cages. Now, is he going to be the dictator past 2028? 50-50. So depending on who the new person that comes in is, whether it's Republican or Democrat or third party or whatever,
Yeah.
they may go, I like this cadence that we're doing, and they kind of keep it. Or they may go, you know what, the United States has to become the world's daddy again and bring order to everything. And by bringing order to everything, we whatchamacall, we bring back to where they were before Trump came in and did all the crazy stuff. But really, if you look at his tariffs, even like India's like, we're going to charge you 7,000%. India's like, okay, we're not going to do tariffs anymore. Okay, good enough. No tariffs for you either. So there is, like I said, he's not stupid, or whoever's advising him. He's just stupid like a fox. So you have to look at the broader scale of what he does and bypass the Twitter. And you have to bypass his news conferences where it's like, we let grandpa get a hold of a microphone. And then you have to look at like the larger scale of what he does in a way. And I know people will hate me for this. It's ingenious because he says, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop a nuclear bomb on you if you don't do what I tell you. And people are like, oh my God, blah, blah. And then they go like, oh, we dare you. Okay. So then he drops a play one. And then they're like, okay, we know you're okay. We'll do what you want. So in a way, he's getting everything, if you will, America somewhat needs wrong the way he's doing it, right? There's no diplomatic channels. It's sort of like, I'm the bully now. I'm going to go kick your butt. I learned from my first 4 years. But in an interesting fact, he's actually helping a lot of economics in our country. It's just that if you want to buy things from China, like, like BYD, their car company, if they want to sell over here, crazy, right? So it's all this other stuff that sort of like becomes crazy. But in a way, he's actually, to his point, trying to make America stronger. I mean, you can't really do chip manufacturing here. It'll take 20 years to build a plant, but he's trying to bring.
Like, is manufacturing actually returning? Is there
not really? They all say they're going to build stuff, but even Samsung said, by the time we break, it's like everything will happen in 2035. So by then he'll be dead. It'll be like, oh, look what Trump did, and no one will care because it'll be whatever the new economy is. But if you think about it, he's really trying to bolster up things that America was weak on. Instead of doing it quietly and diplomatically, how do I put it? How do I put this nicely? He's a teen. He knows how to use social media better than the teenagers and the 20-year-olds that are out there. And he's like, you know what? And he's like, clicky, clicky, clicky. I'm a social media maven, and that's what he's doing. And they tell a story once, and I forgot who told it. A reporter said some guy called, sounded just like Trump, and go, I'm Trump's press agent, like trying to disguise his voice. But she said, you knew it was Trump. And he was telling how wonderful Donald. And she said, so she was on a show, and I read the article that she had in like the FT. And she said, so he's been a master of PR and social media before there was social media. So if you watch what he's doing, he's manipulating everybody with his tweets. Like in Bloomberg shows his tweets now. And I'm like, really? That's the news? Trump tweeted something, and it's like, so he's mastered how to move things with doing nothing, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's around the same time that our attention spans became weapanized.
Yes.
That was, when TikTok started taking off, that was around the time of his first term. Is that a coincidence that he's the best at getting all attention on himself? So,
and look where it got him. He became the president of the United States.
That is true. Twice.
Or maybe three times. We don't know.
But you saw yesterday how petulant he was, because he's that tweet that he sent out to the. It's like he was really miffed that they didn't invite him to go and look at all the tanks in China. You could. I mean, he was just like, well, you're all there, but you're all talking about me anyway. But I'm not there. But I'm not there. But how much bigger stickers would he have had if he had been there? You know what I mean?
If he went there, I'm sure they invited him. I'm sure his people said, you don't go to that because you're literally with Putin, Missile Boy, and Xi. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it would send the wrong message to your base that you're like hanging out with these guys. So I'm sure they invited him because they realized that would be a great photo op for them. But I think his handlers were like, listen, Orange Man,
He still has
No,
handlers.
I'm sure he does.
Stephen
Listen,
Miller.
they all do. Because at the end of the day, if you go
I
too
know.
far,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
not a
mean,
good thing.
if you
That's good.
totally lose it, you start chucking stuff out of windows and going up on the roof of buildings. That's like when it gets all a bit flaky.
I'm mad as hell, and
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm not
entertained anymore.
Yeah. Welcome to America, everybody. So
Yeah.
no, it's just very interesting when you watch his stuff. Listen, whether you agree with him or don't agree with him, some of the stuff he does,
Yep.
spot on. Other
Even
stuff
a
he
stop
does, it's
clock
like,
is
dude,
right twice a day.
you're like granddad. Like I used to joke with Reagan's last term, it's like you gave granddad the keys to the Ferrari. Are you on drugs? And so some of the stuff Trump does, I'm like, good for you, pal. You should have. This is good. And then other stuff that Trump does, I'm like, who gave Granddad the Ferrari? Why is
Yeah.
Granddad driving the Ferrari
Yeah.
today?
Yeah,
You
but
know?
the thing about it is, Stephen, it's all good for him. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's not like make America great again. It's make Trump rich, which he has struggled with all his life because he's
Yep.
always lived above his means. He's always spent more money than he ever had, and the American public are just paying for it. I mean, on this side of the pond, I don't know how Greg looks at it, but it's just we're all a bit gobsmacked as to how stupid you all are. Sorry,
not entirely. In the Dutch election coming up on the 29th.
Oh well, yeah. Well, we're reasonably stupid as regards.
There are a couple of parties that are making part of their party platform. We want to have a Department of Government Efficiency in the Netherlands.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That went so well.
Yeah. Well, you know what that will mean, Greg. It'll mean that there'll be another conference table they can sit around. Because one of the first big, let's say, important business meetings I ever went to in Holland, we went to this big boardroom, and the guy that was in front of me walked up to the table, literally, and he went, "Oh, what a beautiful table!" And I thought, okay, so this is the level. This is the level that we're at now. That as long as you've got a beautiful conference table to sit around and have a chummy old talk about something.
Yes.
Then everything's tickety boo. So lots of
tickety boo.
Lots of tickety boo. Everything unless of a meeting. That's what the Dutch do.
Oh yes, more
meeting.
Yes, we need to have a meeting to see how we feel about the previous meeting.
Yeah, exactly. God. Yeah, that's. I mean, I know a lot of Americans that come over to do business. They're just gobsmacked by that. What, another meeting? Really?
Yeah. Well, and it's also the Dutch direct. So. They don't spare your feelings. Need to get everything out on the table, and then people get offended, need a week to recover, and then they can continue. I think it was a French manager who said that for most cultures, a decision is the end of the discussion. For the Netherlands, it's just the beginning.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's true. Actually, isn't it? It's true because they do actually come in and say, "This is what we've decided. Now let's talk about it."
Yes. Make sure there's consensus still. Yeah. Well, with that in mind, I mean, I did bring some examples of Dutch innovations, which contrary to our stereotypes, they do exist. And
hold on, we have to do this because we've got this now going. There you go. Good.
Thank you.
There you go.
So, so we've got a couple different categories. There's new plastics in the news of the green environmental whatever.
Green plastics.
Climate conscious people. There was a big plastics summit, and of course, no one could agree on how to do anything to eliminate the plastic pollution. And yet quietly, in these little newsletters and headlines, there's a Frisian startup, Friesland in the Netherlands. They're called Pakwis Biometrics. They make biodegradable plastic from wastewater. And this is, I'm just going to mention a bunch of these because I don't know if any one of these is going to be a game changer, but taken together, it just feels like there's so much innovation happening in this area. There's a Dutch startup called Blue Circle Olefins. They harvest green methanol from waste streams, maybe like wastewater, but waste streams can be like industrial as well, to create plastic pellets. Now, look into that to get more specific, but whatever. There's also, this is not Dutch, I think, but there's something called plastivore caterpillars that can devour like fossil petroleum-based plastic bags in just 24 hours. But I think the big one is that there's
just go back on that one. That's as scary as hell, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if anybody ever read the Nanobots, which was starting me all off. But Michael Crichton, who I think just had a hotline into God in the future, and you just knew what stuff was happening. But a plastic eating caterpillars. I mean, you'd go out and come back, and everything in your house, your house would be gone. 1 to 3 quarters there.
If you have an implant made of plastic, God forbid, a pacemaker or some kind of hip joint, the plastivore caterpillars are coming for you. You thought the flesh-eating virus was bad.
Yeah. And of course, then they turn into butterflies as well, which would be really beautiful. Until they start eating.
The bad news is they've eaten your hip joint, but the good news is they're beautiful butterflies.
There you go. Right before they kill you.
They're pollinated. Anyway.
Sorry, Greg. Sorry.
It's just a few examples. So I think there's a Japanese one that manages, that's created a kind of biodegradable plastic that can biodegrade in seawater. And so it just seems like, for the problem of plastic pollution, I don't know if it helps waste to energy plants because they need to burn that.
Right.
Plastic pollution. But yeah, it seems like a lot of innovations coming right around the corner that could make fossil-based plastic obsolete. So
there's our climate good news.
A lot of this is coming from, climate good news, as promised. A lot of that is coming around the corner. Stephen, I know you love EVs and electric vehicle batteries and stuff. So this is from Argonne Labs, and I love all of these headlines that are about results from United States research and development. It's still happening, I guess.
A little bit.
Yes,
sure.
Got all the funding, but this headline says U.S. EV battery breakthrough to cut energy use by half and shrink factory footprint. Safely recovering the NMP solvent. Adds significant equipment and operational costs to the conventional process. And I think last time we talked about carbon nanotubes that are going to replace copper wiring in the EVs. That will cut down on needing conflict minerals. That will cut down on the weight, the weight of the EV, and because they're very heavy. And anyway, but there's innovation happening.
Apparently,
I did on the Lost on Business show last week. There's the Koreans has been done at this point in time by university, but they're quite advanced. They're actually using ink to they're printing batteries through ink, and that opens up a whole world of possibilities. Yeah, because you could literally just have 2 or 3 layers of this ink, and it would run your car. Your electric bikes, you wouldn't need a battery. You just paint it with this electric ink.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Wait, I want to see that link now. You have to find it. You send me links sometimes.
I'll send you that.
Next one, David, I collected some. This will have to be for next time, but I collected some examples of home battery updates.
Yes. Cool. I was looking at that. That's great. Thank you very much.
Well, because we keep talking about David's solar panels and how they sell you these things as a solution to everything, but then all of a sudden you get saddled with all these problems. You need a bigger battery to store the energy. You can't just give it back to the grid. Then you have to pay extra. So I hope you're not. What's the status of your? Are you just shutting off?
We've got another year left on the contract.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, it's make your mind up time.
Well, that'll be for next time. And I just also wanted to share some bad news about the hydrogen fuel cells or hydrogen, powered
Hindenburg,
transport. Was that
the Hindenburg?
The Hindenburg. Sure. Oh, yeah. Well, not far. I thought you said Limburg, but so Germany. is the latest example. I think in France they had some transport company with a lot of buses that were powered by H2 hydrogen,
Right.
and they couldn't get the fuel cells. They weren't enough. They're too expensive. So the latest example now is fuel cell shortage in Germany forces a hydrogen trail pioneer to go back to diesel.
Oh, cool.
And so fossil fuels, we can't phase them out.
We try, but we can't.
Well, it's the same. It's
river.
the same as the old EV buses now in Holland, because everybody said, yeah, we're going to do them.
Yeah.
And now they were going to buy them from the Dutch company.
Yes.
Who were way behind the curve.
Yeah.
Curve. And so the local governments are saying, no, well, that means we have to buy Chinese buses. We don't trust them. So we're going to buy diesel again. So
I wonder if the buses provide free Wi-Fi and then bite dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a huge BYD factory in Holland, for buses.
Is that right?
Trucks. Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
Down by Tilburg. So they were up. They said, well, okay, well, you have this Dutch startup.
Yeah.
In Basco. They started off at like 60 euros a share, and now it's worth about 40 cents. To give you an idea of how successful they've been. Yeah. And so they're pumping money in, but they're way behind the curve.
But you'd think that people are pulling money out of hydrogen, green hydrogen, gray, blue, whatever. But no, there are Dutch startups. There's a Dutch startup now that creates fluid that can help diesel engines run on liquid H2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Maybe that's around the corner. The Dutch startup Solid can make green H2 with solar and air and no electrolyzer.
Neat.
Just reading these headlines, it's a bit too technical for the layman to understand.
But it sounds really cool when you go raise money. Ooh,
yeah.
I want to go raise
money.
Also,
with that, they're getting smaller scale. I think like just for oil rigs or natural gas rigs. There's a company called Poshidon that they use. They're creating green H2 using wind power. But only like localized to a natural gas rig, so that at least they don't need fossil fuels to power their natural gas extraction. We're working with fossil fuels here.
Yeah, but these windmills are looking ugly, aren't they? You know what I mean? I mean, that's the thing about it, because Trump called them windmills, which of course they're not.
Yeah, wind turbines.
That's what he bitched about when he went to Scotland, because
he's trying to cancel wind everywhere.
Yeah, well, that was he had a big row with where he had that new golf course he just opened. Yeah. He had a big row with the local government because they put all these wind turbines out at the front, and he lost that.
Yeah.
So he was bitching about, this is going to be the new Oval Office here in the new Oval Room, I think he said in the golf club. But don't look too far out the window, because you'll see all those windmills. I thought to myself, well, can he see Holland from Scotland?
Oh my God. Gentlemen, I'm going to let you two carry on. I unfortunately have to go pay hatred elsewhere in the world. So I'm going to let you and David wrap it up. Greg, it's always good to see you. I'll let you and David wrap up. We'll see you next month. Everybody, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I am out of here, and I will see you all next month with Greg. Greg, you and David, it's all you. See you guys later.
Care.
Cheers, everybody.
Get some sleep. Love it. Love it. All right, David. Well, I have to sign off as well. So
Well, thank you so much for being on. We really do appreciate it. And until the next time is all I can say.
I love it. All right. Cool. And I'll see you. I'm not touring to your neck of the woods, but I will be back at Boom Chicago doing a political pub quiz format to prepare for the Dutch elections coming up.
Oh, that should be really good. Really, what dates will they be? What dates will they be?
Looks like Mondays, actually. Monday night pub quiz night at Boom Chicago in Amsterdam.
Okay, well, let's shout out for that then.
Otherwise, I'll see you next time I'm in Rotterdam. All right.
Until we see you next time.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Oh, they won't let you go.